All right, go. All right, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here with the second half at Upper Merion Stadium in Mud Bowl 1. As the captains meet in midfield, we see Battaglio and Bloomer out there along with Big 65 Marcus Robbins, meeting the captains Lagandra and crew for Upper Merion. It's been all Norristown the first half, but there's room for improvement, Mark. There's definitely room for improvement.
Yeah, and it's just a two-score game, so the Eagles still have work to do. Sheldon Mayer, 2 long touchdown runs. That's what he does. He breaks off long touchdown runs, and it's on display here tonight as it's a 14-0 game.
Yeah, his MO is busting up big runs after the offensive line gets things softened up for him. Mayer's the only one out there who looks like he's running full speed. Everyone else looks slow, and they look definitely like the mud is impacting them. But not so much Sheldon Mayer, making his cuts, doing his plays, and playing great football, like he always does.
The Wildcat even came out in the first half.
With Roby.
Yeah, and the Eagles, again, they've been dominating this game, but it's far from over.
Far from over. Norristown will get the ball to start the second half. Wonder who we're going to see. Wonder who we're going to see back deep. Preliminary indications indicate Denalfi, Boyd, Milo Hill, and Shippen.
When are they going to put Roby back there?
When are they going to put Roby back there?
They did it once. They got about 50 yards.
Yeah, that's a good average.
So the Eagles have all ground covered back deep with dangerous return men, 4 of them. Line drive kickoff, and it's going to be fielded by Milo Hill. Milo Hill to the outside, and he's tripped up at about the 30-yard line. So all those weapons out there, and they get themselves an okay return.
Okay. Hill had some room on the outside, but the cutability of this surface, he just couldn't get to the outside.
Well, the weather hasn't gotten too much better. Maybe the rain's a little bit lighter, but it's even colder than it was in the first half, too.
The weather has been a huge factor tonight.
As we are up in this warm booth enjoying some coffee.
Oh, love it. It's a robust blend being brewed here tonight at Upper Merion. And legal seafood clam chowder. Can't beat it.
Shannon there with 1st and 10. Drops back to throw. Throws it deep for Hill. It's pretty much a jump ball. Hill goes down, and no flags. I guess he fell down on his own, or so he did in the eyes of the officials.
Academy Award-winning actor Milo Hill out there about to claim his trophy. Good act, good try, but come on, Milo. You gotta do a little better Denzel Washington impersonation than that.
Yeah, the referees weren't buying it.
No.
And not a great throw.
No, actually quite a bad throw. A little wounded duck action.
Yeah.
Duck season's almost around here. At some places on the Schuylkill, you can shoot ducks from the blinds. Could have shot that one.
Boy, Aunt Roby has the cleanest uniform on the field. That shouldn't be. He's got to be getting the ball more. Here's Mayer up the middle. Jukes by a man. Breaks another tackle. He's to midfield, and he's still going down the sideline. Breaks another tackle and cuts it back inside, and he might be gone. Sheldon Mayer, you are ridiculous. No flags on the play, and the Eagles take a 20-0 lead.
There's something.
Oh, there are
the
flags
officials
back
are
at the line of scrimmage.
conferencing.
There is, I misspoke, there is indeed a flag down.
Holding against Norristown.
Oh, wow. That was the most electric run I've seen since the one in the first half.
Since the one in the first half. I mean, yeah. How do you how do you rate that on the electricity matrix? I mean, that was pretty high.
Goodness.
But I had a vague premonition, an unsettling feeling in my gut that there was something amiss with that. Not that it looked easy, but Sheldon, I mean, there was an assist.
70-yard touchdown run wiped out by the holding foul. And now it's going to be 2nd and 16.
And now essentially you're losing Mayer for another play because he's gassed after that run.
Oh, man, yeah.
So you're losing Mayer. Mayer is out for this play.
And maybe the next one or two as well.
Yeah.
And that's why we see Antonoffy in the backfield. Second and 16. Shannon Mayer hands it off. And Denoffy has a burst. He's up the sideline. He's got the first down and more. He's up the sideline. And he steps out of bounds.
Great run by Denoffy. The kid's got a burst of speed.
He kept going up the sideline for a couple yards after he had already stepped out of bounds, but still he got the first down and more.
Great run by Antonoffy. This Eagles stable of weapons continues to impress.
Unbelievable.
It's filled with thoroughbreds.
They hand it off once again. Denoffy. And he's up to midfield. A gain of about 3.
What I like about Denoffy is he could take a hit. He could take punishment. He's small. He's not big. I mean, Antonoffy is 150 pounds soaking wet, but the kid can take a hit.
He can deliver a good
and
hit.
deliver a hit too. Man, he's tough. We talk about his brother Alex from time to time, who was a stalwart defensive player for the Eagles. He loved to hit. Every time I would talk to Alex about football, he would always say, Mr. Fazzini, I just love hitting. And the favorite part of the game is defense. His brother has that same kind of mentality.
And just like his brother does, he played multiple positions as he started at quarterback and wide receiver at different points. Here is Antonoffy, and he's going to lose about a half a yard as he goes back to his own 49.
Yeah, nothing there. He was mired in the mud and muck there, so he didn't really get too much going. Man, this Upper Merion Special Brew, this is some good coffee. Robust, crisp to the last drop.
Meanwhile, the Eagles' offense has been crisp in this first half, but they now face a 3rd and 7.
Roby looks like one of those Billy Mays OxyClean commercials.
Yeah,
he looks so
what's up with that?
spiffy.
What is
Billy
up with
Mays
that?
here for OxyClean. He just look at him. He's so fresh.
Stands out literally.
Literally.
And figuratively.
Right. Man.
Pre-snap flags once again. That just means one thing. They got to get him the ball.
Got to get him the ball.
Or that he's just making everybody miss and he's never going down.
Yeah, that could be that too. Or they're doing during the game laundry. They've got that. They got some of that OxyClean.
I think that's the most likely.
That's the most likely. They've got some OxyClean over on the sidelines, and they decided to wash Roby's uniform.
Look at that, though.
He's the picture of pulchritude out there on the field, while everyone else is all muddy.
The picture of pulchritude, indeed. 3rd and 12. They use motion, put Denoffy in the backfield. Here's Mayer throwing a screen to Denoffy, and that's not going to go anywhere. They lose some yards.
That was doomed from the beginning.
So they had Denoffy on the left side, motion him into the backfield, and then throw a screen him to the right side.
And now, after that promising start and huge run by Mayer that all went for naught, it all comes back. And all was actually for naught, as it's 4th and 14 here. And 8:37 down, 8:37 to go in the 3rd.
What would have been Schaldmayer's 3rd 50-plus yard touchdown run of the game.
He would have cemented his status as Offensive Player of the Year with that.
Booming kick by Taylor Hillenbrand, fielded by Brennan. A big hit by Shippen, and the ball is on the ground. It was touched by Brennan, so it's live. And it's picked up by Upper Merion, and they dodge a bullet.
Wow, what a
hit.
Absolutely great special teams play by Norristown. It was a huge jump by the long snapper, getting down there, making a big play. Akeem Boyd in on the action. Really solid special teams play by Norristown, and that kills Upper Merion.
Well, they avoid turning it over, but look where they got to start. They got a long field to go.
Oh, man. And Norristown's defense is going to be charged up after that.
And I'm sure James Brennan doesn't appreciate that.
Oof.
Brandon Shippen on the big hit and forced fumble. Why didn't he call for a fair catch?
He's trying to be a hero.
8:13 to go in the third quarter. Still 14-0 Eagles. I'm Mark Hodinsky along with Dave Fazzini. We hope you're enjoying this broadcast from Upper Merion. The Eagles 5-1, Upper Merion 3-3, and the Eagles on top in this one thus far.
There's a time and a place for heroes.
That wasn't it.
That wasn't it. As Tina Turner so astutely mentioned in the soundtrack to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, we don't need another hero. They just need to catch the ball.
He didn't stand a chance of catching that.
No.
Once again, Naeem Cheeseborough, not only the leading rusher on this Upper Merion team, but also the probably the best player, is out. He is suspended, and that, of course, along with the weather, the major headlines in this game.
This is an unseemly long conference by the referees. I don't know what they are discussing. They're probably discussing the mistakes they made in the first half with field position. Perhaps they're trying to rectify the sins of the past out there as their powwow in the conference is now approaching epic proportions.
Or maybe they're just flag. What they may call is a kick catch interference. He did not call for a fair catch, but you still have to allow him room to catch the ball.
This is absolute lunacy. They cannot make this call so far after the fact. This is a very, very shockingly bad call. If I'm Norristown, I'm irate at the ineptitude of this officiating
because
staff.
it looked like the ball got there before shipping and was dropped. He just dropped it. He never caught it, and then it wasn't like he caught it and then got hit and lost it.
Right.
It went off his fingers, and then he got smacked.
This is an offensively bad call by this officiating staff that has been shockingly bad all game.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's shipping and the ball got there at around the same time, but like I said, I think he dropped the ball and then got hit.
A stunningly bad call.
Ball at the 37. Zioli to the outside. Tries to get the corner. And you can't do that against the Eagles D.
No. Roby manages to make that play without getting dirty. I think he wants to get dirty at this point. He's like looking at everybody. He's like, why am I still clean?
It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. We've got 7 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Eagles defense pitched a shutout last week against PW despite some problems with the run.
Can they do it again?
Yeah, they're poised to do it again if they can continue their strong play over the last 20 minutes of this game. To the outside with Brennan they go. Big hit there inside by Ant Dinolfi, and then the others come and clean it up.
Good play, not giving up too much on the ground there, and now it's going to bring up a third and about 7.
Upper Merion needs to make something happen in a hurry. They've had nothing. They really had nothing good to hang their hat on all game, except for some early first quarter run success.
Early first half run success.
That's gone now.
Yeah, that's not evident here.
They'll hand it off. Number 23, and he's wrapped up. And Mike Lewiski is able to get a couple nowhere near the marker, though, so it's going to be 4th down.
And Upper Merion will have to punt. It's too early in the game to not punt.
Yeah, geez, I don't know. It's 4th and about 4. I think they're going to go for it.
Oh.
Jeez. They're only down 14.
This is an admission they can't win.
Yeah, and they obviously don't trust their offense to have any kind of sustained drive. They feel like they have to put themselves in a do-or-die situation on 4th and 4.
Oh, man.
They hand it off. And he's not going to be close. James Brennan is stopped. He breaks away thinking he's not down yet, but he was. And he may have even lost the yard. Turnover on downs.
A disturbingly just bad turn of events for Upper Merion. I don't agree with that call.
No, nor do I.
I understand the desire to have it work, but you can't be so emotional this early in the game. You've got to let your punt team and defense do its work.
They got plenty of time. They're only down 2 scores.
And the only time Norristown scored has been on wide open plays by Sheldon
plays,
Mayer.
yeah.
It's not like they've been able to keep sustained drives. Just be patient.
Not a good move. I formation for the Eagles. They'll start from the Upper Merion 46. They hand it off to Mayer, and he's bumped down to the ground.
He does the curly shuffle there for a couple and kicks up some mud, but not much else.
Gets it to the 45.
Oh.
But time does begin to become some kind of factors. We're inside of 18 minutes to go in the game.
If Norristown scores again, it's definitely a factor.
Oh, yeah. Three men in the backfield once again. The third being Evan Battaglia. Sheldon Mayer trying to bounce it outside, and he lost 1 yard.
Nice play by number 7, Jake Keshik. Keshik makes a good play on that one. Third and long. Third and quite long.
Third and call it 14.
Third and 14.
And you know, if I know the Eagles, they're going to drop Shannon Mayer back and let him try to make a throw downfield, even with the lead.
They're going to let that happen, and they're going to see what's going on.
Evan Battaglia lines up as a wide receiver. And 3 wide receivers to the left side. They set up a screen. Milo Hill, with some blocking, breaks through for a moment, and then it's wrapped up after a gain of about 6 or 7. Too fancy?
Wide receiver screen, you know how I feel about that. I never like it. I don't think it's any good. But they try it there, but it just doesn't pick up anything.
They've used it before with some
success, yeah.
With Sheldon Mayer. But, I mean, on 3rd and 13, there's not a lot you can do. You might as well take some kind of a risk. But
Norristown wisely punting here. Very wisely.
Of course. Taylor Hillenbrand back to punt. James Brennan back to receive, and it's a fake. Milo Hill to the outside. He's tripped off. He didn't get it. Questionable decision?
Questionable? Yeah. Real questionable.
I mean, you have a big lead. I mean, just play it safe. Not a big lead, but I mean, it's comfortable.
I don't like that, Mark. I just don't like that move. They went back to the well one too many times with the cuteness factor, and they just got to hope that Upper Merion doesn't capitalize on it.
If you punt it away, you're pinning them back probably inside the 20 at least. I don't know about that.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
No, Upper Merion gets the ball at the 40.
Getting good field position. You'd have had them back inside the 20 if you'd have punted.
And with the time starting to run down, I mean, that forces them to take up more time, and I don't know. Zioli tries to go up the middle, doesn't find too much.
Norristown's run defense is stiffening up, so that's definitely a plus for Norristown. They must have been excoriated at halftime. If I'm Coach Smith, I am ripping into them. I'm ripping their guts out of their mouths and just, like, mistreating them because they played horribly in the first half, but now they stepped up like men.
We actually heard from Coach Ra on the network, and he said he yells at his players.
Yeah.
That's his way of getting through to them. And I imagine he did it here, and it worked.
Oh, yeah. You had nothing to be pleased about in that first half from Norristown, but now the second half, they're playing like men.
Upper Merion lines up in a tight formation and puts Lewiski in motion. Then they hand it off to Zioli. And once again, just a gain of about 1 or 2. The run defense has gone from shaky to outstanding.
And now the clock's running, clock's ticking. If they're picking up two, they're not doing what they got to do.
Legendre has shown no type of promise with the passing game so far today.
Yeah, they're not even trying to throw. They're not even pretending like they have that as an option.
And can you come back from a 14-point deficit with 15 minutes without a passing game?
Not really.
Even in the high school game. They hand it off. And he's knocked back on a huge hit.
Man, Derek Williams steps up and just delivers a shocking blow right to the midsection. Man, that was horrible. Horrible.
And at the most opportune of times, as it's now 4th and 6.
That gets people fired up because Derek Williams can hit. He loves to lower the shoulder, and he takes a pleasure in hurting other people.
He's been good when they've used him on defense this year, and he's starting to see an expanded role.
They're going for it on 4th.
Man in motion. Play action. Legendre rolling out. He is sacked by Nico DeSilvio.
DeSilvio comes up big, and man, they're playing like men out there now. But first half, they were as soft as whipped cream. They were like the whipped cream on top of a sundae, soft and sweet. But this half, they've manned up, and they have decided that they are going to destroy this team.
Nico DeSilvio last week had 2 huge defensive plays back-to-back where he got a sack and then spilled the runner in the backfield for another loss of about 5.
Yep.
And he may not be the starting center anymore, but on defense, his role has expanded, and he's just shined.
Well, Coach Smith has wisely used his players to the best of their ability. DeSilvio on defense, McClure on offense.
How about C.J. Douglas in the fullback position? Leading away from Mayer, who gets the handoff. He's got the first down and a lot more, making guys miss, and they finally are able to bring him down. But a huge run for Sheldon Mayer.
Breaks another one, and Norristown's in the process of breaking this game open.
Yes, they
as there's
are.
only 1:50 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Wow, that over the last 2 minutes, how many huge plays can this team come up with?
Derek Williams.
Big hit.
Big hit. DeSilvio.
Huge sack.
Great sack. And now Mayer behind McClure and Bloomer. Great combo blocking. Man, they really did a solid job up the middle.
McClure's been a pleasant surprise this year. 1st and 10. Sheldon Mayer able to get about a couple.
Again, the right side of that line just making great blocks.
Well, they give him about 3. They can pick up a first down without getting in the end zone, as they're at about, now they're at about the 10.
I use the clock to my advantage here if I'm Norristown. I let it run. I hog the ball. I score more if I can, but I want to score here. I definitely want to score here, but it's not necessary.
Inside of a minute in the 3rd quarter now. They hand it off to Battaglio. Rumbling ahead. No one's going to bring him down. Touchdown, Evan Battaglio, his 2nd of the year and his 1st rushing.
Can anyone bring him down?
No.
That's right.
The man is 100% muscle, and he's a pretty big dude.
Down in the weight room with Evan, with the football team, just down there lifting with some of those guys. Battaglio is one of the biggest bench pressers on the team. Also, he's got an over 500-pound squat. He's definitely one of Norristown's 1,000-pound club. Just putting up huge numbers in the weight room and now putting up big numbers on the football field. You see the benefits of that strenuous Schwarzeneggerian weight training as he, like Beowulf, plows through the unwashed and unworthy on his way to Herod, smashing meat benches as he goes and just committing total destruction, acts of shocking ultra-violence. Battaglio's the man.
That was his 1st rushing attempt of the year. He has 5 catches for 113 yards and a touchdown. And now we'll get to see Fox in the extra point unit. It's up. It's good.
Fox and Sox with another nice extra point kick.
In this Tweedle Beetle puddle battle.
Because
that's what this field is, right? A puddle.
It's a.
Nothing Eagles. You like that?
I love it. Oh, man. All right, wait a minute, Mr. Sox Fox.
Correction, it's actually 20-0 as Fox missed that other one, but still the Eagles with that 3-score lead late.
Yes.
Boy, the rain's at its heaviest as it's been all day right now.
It is definitely at its heaviest.
43 seconds to go in the third quarter. I'm Mark Hoddins, alongside Dave Fazzini. You're either watching on channel 28 or 45, NASD TV. Stewart boots it away, a good kick. Bruno bobbles it, fields it, up the middle and tripped up by the Eagles.
Great special teams play by the Eagles there.
It's been great all day.
It's been great all day.
With one exception.
Yeah, but Mark, like, remember last year's, and we were doing the games last year, we're thinking about, like, we're just ripping the Eagles special teams, and rightly so, because the Eagles special teams last year was nothing short of horrible. They had the worst special teams in the Suburban One. Because they had the worst special teams in the Suburban One, they were giving up big plays all over the place. Wow. And this year they've made a total 180. I love what's going on with the Eagles special teams this year.
Yeah, I feel like
They've just played great football.
Do you feel like the coaches recognized that it was a problem and they made it a focal point over the summer to try to rectify it? And then you have talent like Akeem Boyd and guys like that. This team is so deep they can afford to put those kind of guys on kickoff teams.
That's truly where your strength lies on the special teams. Not only do they seem to have their kicking games situated with Fox and with Hillenbrand on the kickoffs, but they also have Akeem Boyd, who's just been a monster. He gets down there, he makes every play. Every single kick. Coach E.J. Smith uses him right, and he makes big plays and makes fumbles happen.
And Boyd just a junior.
Boyd just a junior.
And
so
you know he's going to have a bigger role in the offense next year, too, with guys like Roby and Hill who are going to be moving on.
Definitely.
But, yeah, this team, we talk about the depth on the defensive line as Mike Bruno comes off the field, walking off an injury, but talk about the depth on the defensive line. How about pretty much all positions in the depth
all positions, lots of depth.
I mean, Upper Merion only has 31 guys dressed today.
Yeah.
The Eagles, they have 31 guys that are going to have a big part in this game somehow.
And that's one major difference that Coach E.J. Smith has brought to this team. He's brought the idea that you use players to the best of their ability.
Hand off to Ziola, and he's brought down immediately.
They've got to throw, and they can't. They're done.
And in this weather, leads are magnified.
This is what we talked about before. Once you start playing the Norristown strengths, once you start playing the Norristown strengths by letting them get up on you on their offense, that you're cooked.
Yeah, and this rain is not exactly conducive to comebacks.
No.
It's pouring now. The rain certainly hasn't deterred the Vikings faithful, though.
No, it certainly hasn't. The Vikings faithful is out here, and I'm impressed with their fan turnout on this rainy night.
20-0 at the end of 3. And the Eagles, coming off of a 27-0 blowout of PW, is on track for another shutout.
The Vikings certainly can take heart in the fact that Norristown's not blowing their doors off, but there really isn't much else to hang your hat on. Cheeseborough's out, so you knew that was going to be a problem. You knew you weren't going to get much out of your offense. But, Mark, I don't think they could have anticipated this.
And Norristown's defense allowing under 10 points a game. And, you know, for the struggles they've had over the past couple of weeks with their run defense, it's only been in spots. It hasn't been a consistent problem at any point.
In the first half, it's been really bad. In the second half, they just apparently get chewed out, and then they decide that they're going to start playing.